How's it going, guys? It's Nick at Talk and Review. So as you can see from the intro video, this review is going to be on Scott Adkins' The Debt Collector. So if you're not aware of the film, I've just done a little video in terms of what the film's about. So let's play that now. Okay, so let's start with the cast. So Scott Adkins, I feel this is definitely his best performance by far. I thought Accident Man, he increased his acting skills quite a lot, and then with Debt Collector I feel this is definitely a massive increase in terms of how he's portraying his character, how he's got the great chemistry with Lewis. So yeah, he's really upped his game on this one. Lewis is awesome in this one. Reminds me a little bit of Don Johnson mixed with Kevin Costner with the look that he's got in the film, and him and Scott really play off each other really well, especially when they're in the car and they're just going back and forth with some of their insults. In terms of the directing, so Jesse, I thought he did brilliant with Accident Man, and again the quality of this film is just increased massively. So you wouldn't really think it's a straight to DVD film with this one. I love all the aerial shots that Jesse's done, and I think Jesse, Stu Smalls as the writer, and Scott are really smashing it at the minute. They're on fire. Okay, so the fights on this one, the first fight in the dojo, I really like this one, and the setting of it, the lighting coming into the dojo. He'd done a three-way fight in Accident Man with Ray Park and Michael J. White. I feel this one for me was a better fight because it felt a bit more grounded, felt a bit more impactful, whereas the Accident Man fight was a bit more flashy with the kicks. The other fight that I really liked was where they've gone to collect the debt, and Scott's fighting the big guy that comes in, and then another big guy comes in. But my favourite one was where they went to the bar, and Scott again has taken the beatings. But what I found was really effective was the toothpick, where he was stabbing him with the toothpick. I found that really great. You can actually feel it a bit more rather than all the flashy stuff. So yeah, the fights in this one, don't be expecting any boyka fights. For me, this film is more about the acting rather than the action, and it really plays off well. Just in terms of, I don't know if Jesse or Scott would be able to confirm it, but there was a scene where they're talking about Lewis's character Sue being a ninja in one of the films. I felt like that was a little nod to Scott. There was also, I'm sure there was a garage or a shop called Smalls. Don't know if that was a nod to the writer Stu Smalls. And there was also a scene in the bar fight which I thought was a little take from American History X with the stamping on the head. I thought that was pretty close. I don't know if they were mimicking that scene. Overall, this was a fantastic film. In terms of me knowing how the straight to DVD films are behind the scenes, where it's difficult with budgets, timing, just literally everything, they pulled off an awesome film. And for me, Universal Soldier was my top Scott Adkins film. This one is my now number one film for Scott. Because if I bring a friend round to the house, this is a film that I can put on. I don't need someone who's a big fan of martial arts or action films. This one is suited for everyone. So yeah, this is definitely my number one Scott Adkins film. I definitely recommend going out and purchasing the film. Make sure that you're supporting it, just because piracy is massive now and these films are reducing by the day. But yeah, so Jesse's got Triple Threat coming out with Scott, so definitely looking forward to that one. But yeah, awesome film. Go and support it. Next coming up is Neil's review. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure that you share the video, because that will help our channel massively. Cheers guys.
Guys, it's Nick again. I forgot to mention a few things on my initial review, so I quickly just wanted to do it on audio. So one of the things would have been around a scene with Sue Lewis, where he's talking about his background, and I thought that was a really great scene, and that gave you a bit more insight to his character, and I thought that was a really great moment for Sue and showing what he's about. Another thing would just be a bit more around Scott's acting, and I feel that Scott works a lot better using an English accent. I think when he does his American one, he probably has to think a lot more as he's acting to try and convey the words correctly. With the English accent, it just comes out so much better, flows a lot more, and I feel his characters are a lot better when he's got an English accent. And the other one I wanted to mention was the cows. So a lot of people probably watch the film and go, what the hell are these about? So when I first saw them, I was like, what's going on here? But then you get to see what the meaning is behind them. They're more or less a metaphor of the characters of French and Sue. So it's sort of where they currently are or what they're doing. The cows are representing French and Sue. So I thought that was a really good take. You don't see that sort of thing in straight to DVD films, and I think that is something that's fresh for me. Some people probably think it's weird, or it's over the top. For me, it's something different, and it's not your same old usual crap that you see in some of the straight to DVD films. And I also think this is easily one of the best straight to DVD films that I've seen in a very long time.
No!
Down Jean-Claude. So yeah, over to Neil's review.
What's going on, guys? So 2 for 1 on this one. That's how much we love our subscribers. You know, just get 1 reviewer, you get 2. So we're reviewing the Debt Collector, as you are probably aware. So the Debt Collector stars Scott Adkins and Louis Mandylor and is directed by Jesse V. Johnson. Now, I'm a massive fan of Scott Adkins. Ain't gonna hide that. This one's slightly different. There's a lot more meat to this one. So there's a bit more of a storyline, and it shows a bit more of his acting skills. Now, one of the things I really enjoyed about this movie was the chemistry between the 2 leads. So between Frenchie, Mr. French, who prefers French though, and Sue, played by Louis Mandylor. I think the sort of situations that they find themselves in are quite comical, and the way that they sort of bounce off each other is brilliant. So basically, the Sue character is the dude that's going in there to take the money, and French is there to beat the shit out of him basically, which he does on a few occasions to comical effect. Really liked, the fight scenes were really well made in this one. A bit more realistic, so unfortunately you're not going to see Mr. Adkins doing backflips off walls and kicking people's heads off and stuff. Slightly disappointed, but it does make up, like the fights are realistic, so it's really good, like a bit more brutal fights as well. Really liked the style of this film as well. Parts of it I felt like there were definitely influences drawn from some Tarantino movies, so I felt a touch of Reservoir Dogs and a bit of Pulp Fiction in there as well, which I really enjoyed. I saw bloody Barbosa. The Barbosa character was played by Candyman, which that guy still scares the shit out of me when I see him now. So it was good to see him in there. And it was really, really, really well made. I like the little metaphor that was in there as well. So you had the abattoir metaphor that was running through the movie. So the first couple of times, like, it sort of hinted at it, I was like, what? But then once it wraps up and the ending, and it all makes sense as soon as you see the ending. Well, I sort of caught it just before the ending. But yeah, I thought that was a really, really nice touch. So overall, I love this movie. I can't believe this is like the quality of it. It's not a DTV film. And I can imagine, as we mentioned in our accident review, that they tend to have a very short production time on these. So I can imagine he's banged this film out probably just in a few weeks. And just to see the quality, it's really good. So it's made me really, really excited for Triple Threat that's coming up with Tony Jaa and Adkins and everybody's in it basically. So yeah, definitely would recommend this film. Pick it up where you can. If you're in America, I believe it's on Netflix as well, you jammy bastards. So yeah, get on that as well. Just a little thing as well, I can't wait to see, I think every film that these two are doing together at the minute are just really good, and they seem to be getting better and better. So I think someone just needs to just fucking chuck a load of money at them just to make their dream project. Do you know what I mean? If they were given £50 million to just go out and make a blockbuster, imagine what would come out. It'd just be amazing. If they were given time to make something, do you know what I mean? Not rush it. I think that would be mint. So yeah, just food for thought there, your producer bitches. So yeah, that's our thoughts on The Debt Collector. If you've seen the movie, tell us what you think in the comments. Give us a like, ring that bell as well if you subscribe, so you'll be notified when a new content's out. And cheers guys, take it easy.